Life has a way of teaching lessons, not just to us, but to those who cross our paths. When you step away from someone's life, whether by choice or necessity, it often creates a void they never anticipated. Your presence, energy, and essence are unique. And when that presence is gone, it leaves a profound mark. Today, we'll explore how they feel when they finally realize you're no longer there. When someone experiences the absence of a person they once took for granted, the initial shock can be both surprising and profound. At first, it may not register as anything significant. Life moves forward in its usual rhythm, and they assume things will continue as they always have. However, as the reality of the loss settles in, the shock becomes undeniable, bringing with it a wave of emotions they may not be prepared to face. The absence of someone significant in their life creates a silence that was never there before. It is in this silence that they begin to notice what is missing. Perhaps it's the absence of a daily conversation, the void of a comforting presence, or even the subtle reassurance of knowing someone cared deeply. These seemingly small moments, which once blended into the background of their life, now stand out as glaring omissions. It's the absence of the expected, a text that never comes, a call that is no longer made, or a shared laugh that no longer echoes through the room. These things may have seemed ordinary when they were happening, but their absence feels extraordinary and painful. Initially, there might be a sense of disbelief. They may tell themselves that it's temporary, that things will go back to the way they were. This denial is a natural defense mechanism against the reality of loss. It's hard to accept that someone who was once so integrated into their life could now be gone. They might attempt to downplay the significance of the absence, convincing themselves that they don't need that person as much as they thought. But deep down, the truth begins to stir, and it's a truth they cannot escape. The shock of absence often reveals itself in unexpected ways. It might surface in a moment of frustration when they realize they can no longer rely on you for advice or comfort. It might appear as a pang of loneliness during an event or celebration where your presence was once a given. It could even strike them in mundane, everyday moments, walking past a place you once visited together, hearing a song you loved, or seeing something that reminds them of you. These triggers, small as they may seem, carry an emotional weight that catches them off guard. What makes this initial shock so powerful is the contrast between what once was and what is now. They begin to realize how much of their life was intertwined with yours. The things they overlooked, the support you offered, the joy you brought, the ways you showed up for them now come into sharp focus. It's often only in the absence of something that its true value becomes apparent. This is one of the hardest lessons to learn, and it can be a humbling experience. As the shock deepens, it may lead to a sense of unease or restlessness. They might find themselves questioning their own actions, wondering what they could have done differently to prevent this loss. Regret begins to creep in, and with it, a longing to turn back time. They replay conversations, moments, and choices, searching for the point where things could have gone another way. But no matter how much they analyze the past, the reality remains the same: you are no longer there. This phase of shock is often accompanied by a heightened awareness of their own shortcomings. They may start to see where they failed to appreciate you, where they took you for granted, or where they let their own ego or indifference overshadow the connection you shared. This awareness can be both enlightening and painful. It's a mirror reflecting their own behaviors and choices, forcing them to confront truths they may have avoided. At the heart of this shock lies a deeper emotional truth: they miss you. They miss not just the things you did for them, but the essence of who you are. Your energy, your kindness, your laughter, and your unique presence created a space in their life that no one else can fill. It's a realization that often comes too late, and it's one that carries a heavy weight. In this state of shock, there is also a sense of vulnerability. They are confronted with the fragility of relationships and the fleeting nature of human connection. This vulnerability can be unsettling, but it is also an opportunity for growth. It's a chance for them to reflect, to learn, and to change. While the initial shock is painful, it can be the catalyst for a deeper understanding of what truly matters in life. Ultimately, the shock of your absence is a testament to the impact you had. It is a reminder that your presence was meaningful, that you brought something irreplaceable into their life. It may take time for them to fully process this loss, but the journey begins with that initial shock. It's in those quiet, reflective moments that they begin to grasp the magnitude of what they've lost. And while it may be too late to bring you back, the experience of your absence will stay with them, shaping how they approach their relationships in the future. This shock is not just about what they feel, it's about what they learn. It teaches them the importance of cherishing the people in their lives, of expressing gratitude, and of not taking anyone for granted. It's a painful lesson, but it's one that has the power to transform. And as they navigate the void you left behind, they come to understand the profound truth that your presence was a gift they failed to appreciate until it was gone. When someone begins to reflect on the absence of a person they once had in their life, regret often takes center stage. Reflection is a natural response to loss. It forces the mind to revisit moments and memories, searching for clarity, understanding, or even closure. However, when the realization sets in that they may have been the cause of this absence or that they failed to appreciate the person while they were there, regret can become a heavy and inescapable burden. In the quiet spaces where reflection thrives, they might find themselves replaying past interactions. Perhaps they remember the times you reached out with kindness, offering support or love, only to be met with indifference or neglect. These memories now feel sharper, their details more vivid. As they analyze their own behavior, they start to see the moments where they could have acted differently, where they might have chosen gratitude over apathy or attentiveness over distraction. These realizations are not just painful, they are transformative. Regret is often rooted in awareness, and that awareness can be overwhelming. For the first time, they may truly comprehend how much you gave to them, whether it was your time, energy, love, or patience. The sacrifices you made for their happiness, the ways you prioritized their needs over your own, or the small gestures you offered without expectation, these acts, which they once overlooked or minimized, now stand out in stark contrast to their own actions. Reflection reveals the imbalance, the unreciprocated efforts, and the missed opportunities to show appreciation. As they sit with these thoughts, regret begins to deepen. It's no longer just about what they did or didn't do, it's about what they've lost because of it. They may feel a sense of guilt, questioning why they couldn't see your worth while you were present. This guilt is compounded by the understanding that the loss they now feel could have been avoided had they chosen to act differently. They might think back to the moments when you voiced your concerns or expressed your needs only to dismiss them. In hindsight, those moments become glaring reminders of the times they failed to meet you halfway. Reflection also forces them to confront the nature of their relationship with you. They may begin to see patterns, ways in which they took you for granted, relied too heavily on your support without giving back, or allowed their own ego to prevent them from truly valuing you. These patterns, which may have seemed harmless at the time, now appear as significant contributors to the breakdown of the connection. This realization can be humbling, even devastating, as they come to terms with the role they played in creating the distance between you. Regret is not just about the past, it also extends into the present. They might wonder what their life would look like now if you were still a part of it. Would they feel more supported, more fulfilled, or more at peace? These questions, while hypothetical, serve as a reminder of the void your absence has created. It's a void they cannot easily fill, no matter how much they try to distract themselves or move on. The regret they feel is a constant companion, whispering what ifs and if onlys at every turn. For some, this regret can lead to a desire for reconciliation. They might think about reaching out, apologizing, or trying to rebuild what was lost. However, even this thought is accompanied by fear that it's too late, that you've moved on, or that their efforts will not be enough to repair the damage. This fear can be paralyzing, leaving them stuck in a cycle of longing and self-blame. They may draft messages they never send, rehearse conversations that never happen, and imagine scenarios where they could somehow undo their mistakes. But no matter how much they wish for a second chance, they know that the choice is no longer theirs to make. For others, the regret becomes a quiet, enduring ache, something they carry with them but never fully express. They might bury their feelings, pretending to be unaffected, while privately mourning the loss of what could have been. This silent regret can manifest in unexpected ways: a pang of sadness when they hear your name, a moment of nostalgia when they see something that reminds them of you, or an unspoken wish that things had turned out differently. These moments serve as reminders that their life is different without you, and not necessarily for the better. Reflection and regret are powerful forces because they shine a light on truths that are often hard to face. They reveal not just the value of what was lost, but also the reasons for that loss. For the person reflecting, this process can be deeply uncomfortable, forcing them to confront their own flaws, shortcomings, and mistakes. But it can also be a catalyst for growth. Regret, while painful, carries within it the potential for change. It offers a chance to learn, to evolve, and to approach future relationships with greater care and mindfulness. Ultimately, reflection and regret are part of the human experience. They are reminders of the importance of cherishing the people in our lives, of showing gratitude while we still have the opportunity, and of acting with kindness and integrity in all our interactions. For those who realize too late what they've lost, the regret they feel may never fully fade. But it can serve as a powerful lesson, one that shapes how they move forward and how they choose to treat others in the future. For you, the one they regret losing, it's important to remember that their reflection and regret are not your burdens to carry. You made the choices that were right for your well-being, and you deserve to be surrounded by people who recognize your value from the start. While they may struggle with their feelings, you are free to continue growing, thriving, and attracting relationships that honor and celebrate the amazing person you are. The emptiness left behind when someone departs from another's life is a profound and often unexpected experience. It isn't merely the absence of a person, it's the absence of the energy, connection, and presence that shape their world in countless subtle ways. At first, this emptiness may not be immediately apparent. People tend to fill their lives with distractions, assuming they can move on, as though nothing has changed. Yet, as time passes, the void becomes undeniable, creeping into the quiet moments and forcing them to confront the reality of what has been lost. This emptiness is more than just the lack of physical presence. It's an emotional and spiritual vacuum. The moments that were once shared, the laughter that echoed in the spaces you occupied together, the comfort of knowing someone was there, all of these leave an indelible mark. When you are no longer a part of their life, those moments become memories, and memories, as cherished as they may be, cannot fill the space you once occupied. The emptiness is felt most deeply in the routines of daily life, where your absence is stark and unrelenting. In the mornings, they might reach for their phone, expecting a message that no longer comes. During the day, they might find themselves wanting to share something with you, a thought, a joke, or an accomplishment, only to realize that you're no longer there to receive it. These small, seemingly insignificant moments accumulate, each one reinforcing the gap you've left behind. It's not just the big occasions or milestones that highlight your absence, it's the everyday interactions, the rhythm of connection that they now miss the most. This emptiness is not something they can easily escape. They might try to fill it with new people, activities, or distractions, hoping to recreate the sense of fulfillment they once felt. But no one else can replicate what you brought into their life. Your presence was unique, shaped by the qualities and energy that only you possess. This realization often comes as a shock. They may have believed that everyone is replaceable, that life would carry on as usual. Instead, they find themselves facing a void that feels insurmountable, a reminder of just how special you were. The emptiness you leave behind is not just about what they've lost, it's also about what remains. Your absence shines a light on the ways you enriched their life, the spaces you filled with your care, and the ways you showed up for them without hesitation. It's a mirror reflecting their own behavior and choices, forcing them to see the times they took you for granted or failed to reciprocate your efforts. This realization can be both painful and humbling. It's a confrontation with their own shortcomings, and it leaves them grappling with feelings of regret and longing. This void often becomes most apparent during moments of vulnerability. When they face challenges or moments of doubt, they may instinctively think of you, the person who offered encouragement, understanding, and a steady presence. Without you, those moments feel lonelier, the challenges heavier, and the victories less sweet. The emptiness is not just about missing you, it's about missing what you brought into their life, the comfort of knowing someone was in their corner, ready to lift them up when they needed it most. Over time, the emptiness begins to reshape their perspective. They start to see the depth of the connection they had with you, a depth they may not have fully appreciated while you were there. This realization is bittersweet. On one hand, it highlights the value of what they've lost. On the other, it reinforces the permanence of that loss. They might find themselves wishing they could turn back time, longing for the chance to hold on to you just a little tighter, to be more present, or to show you the gratitude they now feel so deeply. The void you leave behind also serves as a reminder of the irreplaceable nature of true connection. It's a lesson they may not have wanted to learn, but one they cannot ignore. They begin to understand that relationships are not just about proximity or convenience, they are about the unique ways people touch each other's lives. You were not just someone who was there, you were someone who mattered, someone who brought light, warmth, and meaning into their world. This emptiness can become a source of growth for them, though the journey is often difficult. It challenges them to reflect on their values, their actions, and their priorities. It may inspire them to approach their relationships with more care, to express gratitude more freely, and to cherish the people in their life before it's too late. In this way, the emptiness you leave behind has the potential to transform them, not because they wanted it to, but because it forces them to evolve. For you, it's important to remember that this emptiness is not your responsibility. Your decision to leave, whether born out of self-respect, growth, or necessity, was an act of courage. You chose to prioritize your well-being, to honor your own worth, and to seek environments where you are celebrated. The void they feel is a reflection of the impact you had, a testament to the love, energy, and presence you brought into their life. Ultimately, the emptiness you leave behind is a powerful reminder to them and to you of the importance of genuine connection and mutual respect. While they may grapple with this void, you are free to continue your journey, to fill your own life with the joy, love, and fulfillment you deserve. Let the space you've left behind be a message you are someone who matters, someone whose presence is a gift, and someone who deserves to be valued fully. When someone comes to realize the absence of a significant person in their life, they are often met with a harsh and unavoidable lesson in appreciation. It's a lesson that life teaches through experience, one that cannot be truly understood until it's lived. Appreciation is easy to overlook when everything feels secure and routine. However, when the person who brought light, support, and love into their life is no longer there, the weight of what they've lost becomes undeniable. It is in this space of reflection and longing that the lesson begins. At first, the lack of appreciation may not even register. People often operate under the assumption that relationships and connections will always be there, a constant they can depend on. They may take for granted the gestures, efforts, and presence of someone who cared deeply for them. Small acts of kindness, consistent support, or the simple reliability of knowing someone is there are often overshadowed by the demands of daily life. It is only when these things are gone that the realization strikes these weren't small things at all. They were the foundation of a bond that now feels distant and out of reach. As they reflect on what has changed, they begin to understand how much they undervalued the person who is now absent. The memories start to flood in the moments when you showed up for them, when you offered understanding during their struggles, or when you celebrated their successes without hesitation. Each memory is a reminder of how much you gave, often without expecting anything in return. And with each reminder comes a pang of regret, a wish that they had expressed their gratitude more openly, more frequently, and more sincerely. This lesson in appreciation is not an easy one. It forces them to confront their own behavior and choices, to see the ways in which they may have taken you for granted. Perhaps they were too focused on their own needs or desires to truly see what you were offering. Maybe they assumed that your care and effort were guaranteed, a permanent fixture in their life. Now, in your absence, they see that nothing in life is guaranteed, not even the presence of someone who loved them deeply. This understanding is both humbling and painful, a mirror reflecting their own shortcomings. The harshness of this lesson lies in its timing. Appreciation, when expressed in the moment, has the power to strengthen relationships and deepen connections. But when it comes too late, it often feels like a missed opportunity, a realization that carries the weight of loss. They might think about the times they could have said thank you, the times they could have shown their gratitude through actions, or the times they could have simply acknowledged the impact you had on their life. These missed opportunities now feel like heavy burdens, reminders of the value they failed to recognize. This journey of learning to appreciate often comes with a deep sense of longing. They might wish for just one more chance to express what they now understand so clearly. They might replay conversations in their mind, imagining how they could have been more present, more attentive, or more grateful. But life rarely offers second chances in these situations. The absence remains, serving as a constant reminder of what they've lost and what they failed to cherish when they had the chance. Through this process, they begin to see the depth of the connection they once shared with you. They start to recognize the ways in which you enrich their life, not just through grand gestures, but through the small, consistent acts of love and care that built the foundation of your relationship. These realizations can be transformative. They teach them to value the people in their life, to express gratitude while it still matters, and to never take someone's presence for granted again. This lesson in appreciation also has the potential to spark growth. While it is painful, it can inspire them to change. They might resolve to treat their current and future relationships with more care, to show appreciation more freely, and to prioritize the people who truly matter. It is a lesson that carries forward, influencing how they interact with others and how they choose to invest in their connections. In this way, your absence becomes not just a loss, but a catalyst for their evolution. For you, it's important to understand that this lesson is not yours to bear. The lack of appreciation you experienced is not a reflection of your worth, but rather of their inability to recognize it in the moment. You gave what you could, and you offered your presence, love, and effort. Their failure to appreciate it does not diminish its value. If anything, it highlights just how much you brought into their life, so much so that your absence now feels like an irreplaceable void. The lesson they are learning is one that you have already understood: the importance of valuing and cherishing the people who matter. You have the opportunity to take this understanding with you, to build relationships that are rooted in mutual respect, gratitude, and care. While they may struggle with their regret and their newfound awareness, you are free to move forward, knowing that you deserve to be appreciated fully and deeply. In the end, the hard lesson in appreciation is not just about them, it's also about you. It's a reminder that your presence was a gift, one that left an indelible mark on their life. And while they may come to understand this too late, you carry the knowledge of your worth with you, ready to share it with those who will honor and value it from the very beginning. There is something transformative about choosing yourself, about stepping away from a situation, relationship, or environment that no longer nurtures your soul. When you do this, you embark on a journey of rediscovery, growth, and expansion. Your light begins to shine brighter, unburdened by the weights that once dimmed it. While those who once surrounded you might focus on your absence, what truly unfolds is the brilliance of your growth and the undeniable radiance of your inner light. Growth is not always an immediate or obvious process. It starts quietly, often in the aftermath of difficult decisions or challenging moments. When you make the conscious choice to prioritize your well-being, your healing begins. You start to explore parts of yourself that may have been neglected while you were pouring your energy into others. You uncover dreams, passions, and desires that had been buried beneath the obligations and compromises of your past. This is the first step in reclaiming your power, by recognizing that your happiness and fulfillment are worthy of your time and attention. As you grow, you also gain clarity. The situations or relationships that once felt confusing or overwhelming become easier to understand. You see the ways in which you may have been holding yourself back, settling for less than you deserved, or ignoring your own needs to accommodate others. This clarity is not about blame or regret, it's about learning. It's about understanding the dynamics that no longer serve you and making peace with the decisions that brought you to where you are now. The beauty of growth is that it is deeply personal. It doesn't require validation or recognition from anyone else. It is an inward journey, one that is shaped by your experiences, choices, and aspirations. As you grow, you begin to trust yourself more. You become attuned to your intuition, the quiet voice within you that always knows what is right for you. This trust is liberating. It allows you to move through life with confidence and purpose, unshaken by the opinions or expectations of others. Your growth also inspires your light to shine brighter. This light is not just about your outer achievements or successes, it is the essence of who you are. It is your kindness, your resilience, your creativity, and your ability to love. When you step into your growth, this light becomes undeniable. It radiates from you, touching the people around you and transforming the spaces you inhabit. This light is your gift to the world, a reflection of the strength and beauty you carry within. As you embrace your growth and light, you may notice a shift in how others perceive you. Some will celebrate your transformation, inspired by your courage and determination. They will see the brilliance of your light and recognize it as a beacon of hope and possibility. These are the people who will support you, uplift you, and walk alongside you on your journey. However, not everyone will respond to your growth in this way. Some may feel threatened or unsettled by your transformation. They may not understand your choices or the boundaries you've set to protect your peace. This is not a reflection of your worth or the value of your growth. It is a reflection of their own insecurities or limitations. Your light has the power to illuminate both beauty and discomfort, and it is not your responsibility to dim it for the sake of others' comfort. Growth often requires leaving behind the familiar, even when it feels difficult. But with each step forward, you create space for new opportunities, relationships, and experiences that align with your highest self. You attract people and situations that resonate with your energy, allowing you to continue expanding and thriving. Your growth is a magnet for abundance, drawing in everything you need to flourish. This journey of growth and light is not without challenges. There will be moments of doubt, fear, or loneliness. But these moments are also opportunities to deepen your self-awareness and resilience. They remind you of your capacity to overcome, to rise, and to shine even in the face of adversity. With each challenge you navigate, your light grows stronger, more unwavering, and more brilliant. Through it all, you learn the most important lesson, that your growth and light are not dependent on anyone else. They are yours to cultivate, to nurture, and to share as you choose. You are not defined by the opinions of others or the roles you once played in their lives. You are defined by your courage to grow, your willingness to heal, and your commitment to being the fullest expression of yourself. In time, those who once knew you may look at you with a mixture of awe and wonder. They may marvel at your transformation, at the strength and light you now embody. Some may wish they had valued you more while they had the chance, while others may seek to re-enter your life, drawn by the magnetic energy of your growth. But you will know that your journey is not about them, it is about you. Your growth and light are reminders of the limitless potential within you. They are a testament to the power of choosing yourself, of honoring your worth, and of stepping into the fullness of who you are. As you continue to grow and shine, you inspire others to do the same, proving that transformation is always possible and that the brightest light often comes from within. Absence carries a power that is often underestimated. It is a force that reshapes perspectives, shifts priorities, and compels introspection in a way that presence sometimes cannot. When you remove yourself from someone's life, whether by choice or necessity, your absence leaves an undeniable mark. It disrupts the rhythm of their daily existence, forcing them to confront what they have lost and reevaluate the role you played in their life. This is the power of your absence, a transformative force that lingers long after you are gone. At first, your absence may feel like an empty space, a void where your energy and presence once existed. But as time passes, it becomes clear that this void is not empty at all. It is filled with the echoes of your influence, the reminders of your contributions, and the impact of your existence. Everything you brought into their life, your kindness, support, laughter, and love, does not simply vanish. Instead, it becomes a mirror, reflecting back to them the value you added and the significance of your presence. The power of absence is that it demands acknowledgement. While your presence might have been overlooked or taken for granted, your absence is impossible to ignore. It highlights the things that were once assumed to be constant, the comfort of knowing you were there, the security of your support, and the joy of shared moments. These things, so easily dismissed in the routine of daily life, become glaringly apparent when they are no longer available. This shift in awareness is not just about loss, it is about recognition and awakening to the ways in which you enrich their life. Absence also creates space for reflection. In your absence, people are left with their thoughts and memories, replaying interactions and re-examining their behavior. They may begin to see things they hadn't noticed before: the effort you put in, the sacrifices you made, or the times you showed up when no one else did. They may start to question their own actions, wondering if they could have done more to appreciate you, support you, or nurture the relationship. This reflection is often accompanied by a sense of regret, a wish that they had valued you more when they had the chance. The lessons brought about by your absence are not just for them, they are for you as well. Choosing to step away requires strength, especially when it comes from a place of self-preservation or growth. It is a declaration of your worth, a statement that you will no longer accept being undervalued or unappreciated. By asserting this boundary, you reclaim your energy and redirect it toward your own well-being. Your absence becomes an act of empowerment, a reminder that your time and presence are gifts, not obligations. This power extends beyond the personal. Your absence can shift dynamics, altering the balance of relationships and environments. In your absence, people may be forced to take on responsibilities or roles they once relied on you to fulfill. They may come to realize just how much they depended on you, not just for practical support, but for emotional stability and connection. This realization can be humbling, forcing them to confront their own reliance on you and the gaps they now feel without you. Yet the power of your absence is not about revenge or punishment. It is not about causing pain or regret. Instead, it is about creating opportunities for growth and change. For them, it is a chance to learn the importance of valuing the people in their lives and to develop a deeper sense of gratitude. For you, it is an opportunity to rediscover yourself, to focus on your goals and aspirations, and to align with people and environments that honor your worth. In your absence, you may notice a shift in how others perceive you. What once seemed ordinary now feels extraordinary. The qualities that were overlooked are now celebrated. The energy you brought, which was once taken for granted, is now recognized as irreplaceable. This shift is not about changing who you are, but about allowing others to see you more clearly. Sometimes it takes stepping away for others to truly understand your value. Your absence is also a reminder that relationships must be nurtured, not assumed. It highlights the importance of mutual respect, effort, and appreciation. When you choose to step away, it sends a clear message: you will not stay where you are not valued. This message is not just for others, it is for yourself as well. It reinforces your commitment to honoring your own worth and prioritizing your own happiness. Over time, the power of your absence becomes undeniable. It serves as a catalyst for change, a lesson in appreciation, and a testament to your impact. It teaches that presence is not something to be taken lightly. It is a gift that carries weight and meaning. For those who come to realize this, your absence may inspire them to approach their relationships with more care, to express gratitude more freely, and to never again take someone's presence for granted. For you, the journey does not end with absence. It is a stepping stone to a future filled with possibilities. Your absence creates space for new connections, opportunities, and experiences that align with your highest self. It is a declaration of your power, a power that comes not just from your presence, but from the courage to walk away when necessary. In the end, the power of your absence lies in its ability to transform. It changes perspectives, reshapes relationships, and opens the door to growth and renewal. It is a force that reminds everyone involved of the value of presence, the importance of appreciation, and the strength it takes to honor your own worth.